Like, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Good evening to you. Good morning. Good afternoon. Top of the day and the moment to you from wherever you are watching from and whenever you are watching or what time you are watching from now. Okay. So thank you from wherever you are. So this is Maiyegun live. So I am back home. I went to see Bokuwari in his current house arrest in London today. But that is not, what we want to talk about tonight. There's some more serious things that you should be aware of, be concerned about, and possibly add it to the reason why Nigeria should either break up now if they're not going to have that conversation about where this hellhole is going. So this information is going to help. Not that you haven't probably read about it, but maybe you haven't really paid attention to it, or maybe you have. But now that I'm about to talk about it, that will justify your own position too, that we should all be worried. Today in London, when I was there, I met some amazing people. Honestly speaking, I don't know how to actually describe how much joy I felt that I was able to make it to London today. Okay. So I met AY was there. I met so many people that I can't even remember their names right now. Amazing people who were out of that freezing cold. They came out to register their own voice, displeasure. Many of us may not be able to make it there to go to the front of Bokuwari's house, where those who came with him from Nigeria, where they are sleeping and staying. And we actually made enough noise today. There are so many people who turned up later in the afternoon, and it was so massive that we could see, we saw them in the house, moving about, opening the window sideways, checking us. At some point, they were taking our pictures, possibly for whatever they wanted it for. However, I am so impressed with the fact that this is not just social media. Social media happens to be the tool, a very viable and good tool in disseminating information that help us to form, to make an informed decision on why we should never be led by our noses, especially by these criminals, these career criminals. And that alone is something we should be grateful for this generation, social media, using that to liberate the minds of those that will ordinarily fall prey into the hands of these marauders, these opportunists we call politicians. They have destroyed Nigeria. I don't know if that is too direct, but I'm going to let you know how much of this destruction and the repercussion of this destruction that some of us are not really prepared for. And when it comes to those that are going to be affected with what is going on right now, which is still going to get worse, then I can always take you back to what I have shared in the past. They have destroyed Nigeria beyond recovery as we speak. They have borrowed the country beyond, they've borrowed the money, the country to the point that they can't pay back. Do you understand that? Like, you have borrowed to the point that you can't pay back. And the only way to survive is to continue to borrow or print money. Now, Nigeria has gotten so bad. They have destroyed Nigeria to the point that Buhari is printing money every now and then. And it has gotten worse now that they are even printing money to balance up that fine bara that each state go to Abuja to do. Federal allocation. They have destroyed that country to the point that they are printing billions, hundreds of billions every month. Because number one, servicing their debts alone with what the oil is and the future prospect for oil, especially in Nigeria, which has no other alternative. Future prospect for oil puts any profit on oil, crude oil, and all of that into a total jeopardy for a country that has no other plan. Therefore, as as it stands, even the oil can no longer fund the state. Meanwhile, what the money can no longer fund is the greed, the insatiable greed of these criminals. The governor of Edo State, Obaseki, who happened to be an economist himself, he came out just 2 days ago and he said, Nigeria is in trouble. Nigeria is in what? Is in serious trouble. Nigeria has gotten to that stage whereby Nigeria can be considered as a country that no longer makes any money because whatever they make, whatever they declare, goes into the insatiable greed of these criminals, like paying for Buhari to come and get health care, medical care in the UK, like paying £10,000 every night for the presidential jet they parked there because he didn't come to this country as a president of Nigeria, as on a diplomatic visit. The UK government is not responsible for his presence here. Now, Nigeria is funding that every day. The crooked layabout that he brought with him, sleeping and cooking for him in there, they are also being paid every day and at the same time being paid extra code in pounds. That is where the money goes to. Every money that comes, every money they take from you, tax, this, that, Buhari's government they've sold almost everything that they call the federal government properties. They sold them in scraps just to raise money. And they are still planning to still sell more as we speak. The rail line being constructed is being constructed on borrowed money of 50 years repayment plan, where Chinese will have to take back their money before it becomes the property of Nigeria. All of this, according to the governor of Edo State, all these borrowings, they have no plan. They are borrowing money to construct rail line from Daura to Niger Republic. The Minister of Transportation said he had to beg the Niger Republic to let us construct a rail line for them. Nigeria has no money, but they will go to the European Union to borrow 1.9 billion to construct rail line to Niger Republic so that police will not, so that police can stop taking bribe from the Niger businessmen who have taken their trade through Nigeria. So in order to stop the police from collecting bribe from them, Nigeria decided to go and borrow 1.9 billion. And according to Edo State Governor, he said by the end of this year, Nigeria's total borrowed money in 2021 alone, local and foreign, will be going to over 11 trillion. Add that to 33 trillion. That is the total debt they said they have now. That will make it 44 trillion. At the end of the day, put that in dollars, maybe just to make it easier for you, you will be looking at more than $110 billion as debt. So $110 billion or $120 billion as national debt. And there is no plan to pay back. Let me share this with you. Something that was probably put in much better in his own words. He's a politician. I just want to use his words, okay? I know he's part of the problem. In fact, he is one of the problems too. However, as politicians are always talk, no action, right? Listen to what this guy had to say and maybe picture it before we continue.
At the end of the month, we'll just go to Abuja and we collect money and we come back and we spend. My brothers and sisters, I am an economist. I'm an investment banker. We are in trouble. Huge financial trouble. First, what we used to rely on, crude oil. Forget what you are seeing now at $70, $60 a barrel. It is only a mirage. It's only a question of time. Because the major oil companies, Shell, Chevron, who are the ones producing, they are no longer investing as much in oil. Chevron is now one of the world's largest investors in alternative fuel. Shell is pulling out of Nigeria. So in another year or so, where will we find this money that we go to Abuja to share every month? Last month, we got FAC for March. The federal government printed an additional 50 to 60 billion to top up for us to share. We say remove subsidy. They say no. This April, next week again, we'll go to Abuja, we will share. By the end of this year, our total borrowings, the total we have borrowed is going to be in excess of 15 to 16 trillion. And my worry is that we wake up one day, like Argentina, the Naira will be 1,000, 2,000, it will be moving. Because we don't, you can imagine a family, you don't have money coming in, you're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing without any means or idea of how to pay back.
Without any means or idea of how to pay back. That is what the politicians do. That's what they do. And when they can't borrow money, they will print money. You see, when a country or a government in a country gets to a stage whereby all they do is that to feed and eat and eat and eat, consume and consume and consume, not produce or manufacture anything. For years, they are talking about how they wanted to diversify Nigeria economy, how they are going to create technological jobs, how this blah, 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 blah. Why they were making all those, you see, did you hear him when he said, oh, we go to Abuja is we share. We go to Abuja, we share it again. He didn't talk about what he is doing with that. He is the governor who was campaigning for second term because he is building a refinery. He said he's building a refinery in Benin. Now, the same person who knows that Shell is closing shop invested their dope people's money into refinery. Abi? Now, for 4 years, or let me even just put it into the overall, for 22 years of practicing democracy, sharing oil money, sharing tax money, sharing VAT money, and sharing anything that is shareable. They are sharing money, and every 4 years they declare war, something they call election, because it's all about sharing the money, and they continue to pretend we are building this. Oh, we have turned the Ogun State to America. We have turned the Katsina, the first orthopedic hospital in the whole of Africa, the best ultra-modern, all in West Africa. This first ultra this, first ultra that. After 22 years, there is no clinic to treat the president. Yeah, that is just one. After 22 years, there's no hospital to treat the politicians who have been doing all this ultra-modern market, ultra-modern road, ultra-modern hospital, ultra-modern electricity, ultra-modern. For 22 years. Now, this is where we can now say, after all of this, add them to the other 38 years of military rule or the past before then, you will get over 60 years. Abi? 60 years. Politicians are still telling us, there is going to be a problem. There's going to be this and that. We need to do this. We need to do that. Meanwhile, the people saying this are those who are currently there to do exactly what they are talking. Pastor Ruga, the special advisor to Bokwari on condolences matters and burial arrangements, Oshibade, is very eloquent. When Oshibade is talking to you, you will think it's Maiyegun that is talking to you, right? You will think Oshibade is not part of. Somebody kept messaging me every time they watch my video. They kept telling me that I should pronounce Oshibade's name right. Did I tell you that I don't know how to pronounce his name? And did I tell you that I'm actually wrong? Because I don't understand why you should in any way think I owe you I owe you an explanation why I call him Oshunbade. Is Oshunbade, Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga? These are his titles. So if you are that person who continue to send me message to pronounce Oshunbade's name right, if you are not mad, let this be your own reminder that I am not wrong calling him Oshunbade. Do you understand? When Oshunbade is talking to you, you will think is what do you call it? Is an advisor to the government. You know, somebody who is a creative, intelligent mind. People like me, people like me and you, they will whatever we say, they will say it's just wishful thinking. Do you think it's easy? If it's easy, you to go and contest now. If it is easy, why don't you go and join politics? If it's easy to do all these things you are talking about, okay, fine. But when you listen to Oshunbade today, he is now talking about how everything will be fine. Nigeria is still going to be great. Nigeria, you know what I mean? We are facing security problem. We are facing there is increasing poverty. You know what I'm talking about? You will think, Baba, calm down. Are you not the vice president to Bukwari? Are you not the one they told us that we should think Osinbajo? No, so they said we should think Osinbajo and vote Buhari. They said Bukwari was going to be fighting physical battle with the terrorists. Osunbade will be fighting spiritual battle and the economy to make Nigeria work. Now, Osunbade will now talk to you like you should have hope. You should pray. You should talk to God. Let us be hopeful. Let us unite. Let us love one another. Let us give justice. It's because of lack of justice. It is because of injustice in Nigeria. That is why we are having all this problem. Osunbade saying that, Vice President, then you'll be wondering like, hey, hold on. Hey, who is talking? Who is this aspire to perspire, to Maguire to acquire, this inspiration speaker? Are you not the Vice President, the one who told us that you are going to get 10 million people out of poverty? 10 million. Well, they said they are now going to get 100 million people out of poverty in 10 years. Now, all these variances, right? They are the reason why you should now ask yourself that the people who are supposed to make things happen, when they talk about impunity, right? When they talk about nepotism or favoritism, or when they talk about what else again? When they talk about this issue of tribalism or disunity, division, yeah, although they have this large presence among the populace, but when you look at the people, the engineers behind it, behind all this division, and those who are cashing on it, you will find the same people who are preaching peace. Peace is not, you see, justice. Any country that there is no justice, okay, there will never be peace. Just know that, and you will know peace. Okay? Now, let's take it from the beginning again. Nigeria is a crime scene. And the people in charge of Nigeria, past and present, and those who are also hoping to take over in the future, they are criminals. Nigerians who are trapped in that country, they are the victims of their crimes. So Nigeria, anything Nigeria, is not disparaging the name of a country. You should try to understand that, listen, if you look at those who are speaking up today against these criminals in Nigeria, and when you look at these criminals in Nigeria are profiling and targeting for killing, for persecution, for incarceration and all of that, you will realize that, to start with, there are those who once loved Nigeria. They once had hope in Nigeria. They once believed that the problem was leadership, that one day Nigeria will get it right. While they were waiting, that maybe one day, while they were waiting, something they forgot, something all of us, something we forgot, was that while we were waiting and indulging these criminals in charge of Nigeria, past and present, being hopeful, we forgot about the consequences of what they left undone when we were all waiting, when we were watching them looting, killing, butchering, and massacring people, manipulating things in their favor. All these injustices that has now bottled up now, that today, people who used to be hopeful in Nigeria, people who used to think that if maybe the leadership will never get worse. People who used to think Nigeria may walk out again. Many of them have lost hope completely. Those who haven't lost hope, they are those who are now saying, even if they want to keep this Nigeria, it will not be this Nigeria. Do you now see the contrast now? So it is not because we were never once lover of Nigeria. Let me tell you something. To some of you, who possibly you're watching this for the first time, I am saying this, and it may not be coming out so rightly to you personally, right? But if you relax, it will make sense to you, right? Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is a very good example, right? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is today the symbol of self-determination, symbol of a Biafra struggle. Did you know that he was also once a promoter of a peaceful, coexisting Nigeria? A peaceful, prosperous, coexisting Nigeria. Nigeria pushed him to his limits. Nigeria will push you to your limits. That you haven't given up on Nigeria yet doesn't mean that your idea, that your belief is genuine. And those who don't believe anymore, their reasons, their own reasons is not genuine. Don't worry. Nigeria will push you too to your limits. There's nothing wrong in being hopeful. There's nothing wrong in being prayerful. There's nothing wrong in being expectant. But everything is wrong if you are using Nigeria as your yardstick of being hopeful. Nigeria situation as your own yardstick, as your own parameter, the leverage for your own hope. You will be wrong. But I am not going to be the judge. Nigeria will prove you wrong. That you shouldn't hope, because it won't get better. It will get worse. The reason is because those who are promising to make it better, they are actually the people who made it worse. And they will do worse. And if there's anything after worse, and I think anything after worse is war, they will push Nigeria to war. And you will be so disappointed. I mean, I can imagine how strongly you feel your attachment to Nigeria. And I understand. And I'm not going to wish it away. Yes, some of us don't believe anymore. But are we still not being trapped as Nigerians? Of course we are. But you know one thing, like Showore said, many of us, we have mentally seceded from Nigeria. We are just waiting for the time to make it official. Do you understand what I mean? It means that, yes, we still have to carry that green passport. I still carry it. I was there today in the Abuja house, right? My face is everywhere. My face has always been everywhere anyway, right? And very soon, well, I don't have any business in Nigeria for anytime in the future anyway, right? But that means if I need their passport, I'm still going to go and apply for it. Do you understand that? I'm still going to have to go and apply for it if I ever want to travel to Nigeria or travel anywhere in the world. That is a fact. That is a fact. And at the same time, it is also a tragedy that Nigeria has become. I have no benefit of anything that will make me a proud Nigerian. And if you are being honest and sincere to yourself, patriotism is not stupidity. Okay? When you want to be patriotic to your country, there must be something that you should be patriotic about? Is it the terrorism? Is it the corruption? Is it the brazen impunity or human rights abuses, or is it that of what do you call it? The killings of their own young and their own future in that country, where the people live in fear, not of just their government, but the fear of the terrorists that are now more powerful than their government, and they watch in horror. Everyone watches in horror how Nigeria descended to this level. And here you are. They are telling you, you either take it or you die with it. No, come on. Some people will not take it. They would rather die. Because whether you like it or not anyway, Nigeria is going to kill you. Yes. It is the truth. Nigeria will kill you directly or indirectly, sooner or later. It is just a matter of time. So we all watch it in horror. How we became citizens of a pariah state. An example of a worse dictatorial country. Citizens of Nigeria. Proud people, happy people, supposedly united people, but everly divided, never united. And let me tell you this, one of the fear, and even before I get to that, right? One of the fears of the people is that there is so much division in Nigeria. People agree on that. Do you understand? Even when you go online, you will see people throwing shades, right? You will see people attacking each other, even though they look like they come from the same path. That is how the politicians in Nigeria, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Efik, Tif, Ijo, Ishekiri, Christians, Muslim, Babalawo, Mamalawo, and Bobolawo, everybody. The division that they have entrenched in that country is why today you will see somebody who will say, I am from Kwara. We don't belong to Oduduwa Republic. You know why? It is the division they've succeeded in doing. You will see the Jaws, you will see the Ishekiris, you will see our people from Niger Delta, and they will say, we are not Biafrans, because they don't want that. It's what Nigeria has done to them. And they, rightly so, by the way, you will see some of them tell you that they are minorities. If Nigeria divide, they are minorities in this part, and therefore they are going to suffer in the hands of the Igbos, or they are going to suffer in the hands of the Jebus or the Egbas, or we are going to suffer in the hands of the Oyos, or these ones are going to suffer in the hand of that one. That is not true. Politicians know in Nigeria that the only way to remain in power and to remain relevant is to continue to fuel the this ember of discord, these divisive narratives. Muslims, Christians, North, South, East, West, Igbos, Hausas, you know what I mean? This works so well, and it works not just on these major ethnic groups, as they would love to say. It also works even when you break them into parts. In Igbo land, you will see those that will say, no, we don't want to be part of those in the Imo, or we don't want to be part, you know what I'm talking about. But all of these are creation of the criminals who brought Nigeria to this state today. And the only way to remind them is that before they brought this fake Nigeria on all of us, before they forced it on all of us, there was something we had. There was an agreement we had, which led to the independence of Nigeria. It was a partnership. It was never one united country. It was a partnership. And that partnership worked so well. The eastern part of Nigeria took care of their own affair, built their own communities, built their own, cities, built their own educations and everything, their own economy, according to their own master plan. the Western Nigeria, which was called the Western region, which was as stretched as to Warri in today's Delta State. Obafemi Awolowo, who happened to be the premier of the Western region, he was the premier of the Western region who had under his command and his premiership the Egbas, the Jebus, the what do you call it, the Ojos, and everybody from Yoruba land. They identified as Yorubas. Do you know that? We all identified as Egbe Omo Yoruba. Do you know that? It was Egbe Omo Yoruba that led to Action Group that later formed the government of the Premier region. Of the Western region, the Premier government of Awolowo. There was no division. There was no Egba. There was no Awolowo. Awolowo came from Remo, Ikene, Ijebu, Remo. The headquarters of Western region was in Ibadan. Ibadan. The people from Ondo, the people from Ekiti, and everyone from Yoruba land, they have their own house of members within Ibadan, where they discuss everything that has to do with Yoruba land. And there is no record that there was any discrimination when there was a free education in Western region of Nigeria. There was no discrimination when it comes to the development of a Western region at the time. There was no discrimination. Awolowo did not say because he was a Jebu man, then decided to start developing Ikene and abandon the Oyo, abandon Egba, abandon everywhere. They set up government that cut across the entire Yoruba land, which is still pretty much our own legacy government, but it didn't last long. We achieved a lot. We achieved a lot together as Yoruba, as one Yoruba. But today, the Yoruba politicians, they will rather identify as Ekiti, identify as Ondo, identify as Egba, and identify as they would love to identify. When it is politically convenient, they will call themselves Yorubas. Do you understand that now? And this is the barrier we are trying to break. Get rid of these political criminals from controlling the narratives in Yoruba land. Once Yorubas understand that we have history that really makes us Yoruba, the history that gave us the respect, the history that built us, which was later ruined by these charlatans who are now parading themselves as Yoruba leaders. Do you understand? If they tell you that an Egba man cannot be in Oduduwa Republic simply because a compromised Oba, a compromised politician is giving his opinion on behalf of the Yoruba people, and we ask them, what has been our gain and what will be the plan? For example, if Nigeria finally nosedive and our people are going to be, further deepen into poverty, what is the plan? Nigeria has no plan, as you all know. Politicians have no plan, as we all know. Then if these politicians are going to be the ones speaking for us, can we ask them, what is the plan? Thank you very much, Amma. Thank you for coming. So if you are in London today as well, just give a shout out. I can mention your name. There are so many names that everyone gave me. I remember Mrs. Agba. I can't remember everyone, honestly speaking. But if you actually were there today, give a shout out and I'll say hi. Okay, if I see your comment. So the bottom line of what I'm trying to say to you tonight is that Nigeria has gone to the dogs. The dogs are the politicians. Nigeria is a crime scene. And the handlers, those who are actually handling and juggling up to take over power, or those in power right now, they are the criminals in charge of the crime location. the crime scene. So if you believe that it's still going to be a miracle, eh? Oh, bless you. I think I saw you on the side, just there by the wall, by the fence. I was pretty much around when I wanted to leave. So good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. It is something of concern if Nigeria is in total debt. Governors and all of them have borrowed a lot. Bokwari is borrowing a lot. And you ask yourself, is there something that they know that we don't know? Or is there something that we know that they don't know that we know? And except we act on it, it is going to consume all of us while we talk and talk and talk. Oduduwa Republic is a republic that will be self-sufficient, that will be able to care for our people, because it will give the people in Yoruba land the opportunity that Nigeria never gave them, the opportunity that Nigeria never gave anybody, to discuss what are the terms and conditions of being part of Nigeria, of being called a Nigerian citizen. In the Nigerian constitution, a legal book that should be binding, should be the law book that is ruling the country, is a fake book that nobody read the terms and conditions or submitted any memorandum at all. And this is forced on the people by the military decree 2, they called it. Military decree or military decree. So as Yoruba people, talking about self-determination is talking about taking our own destiny into our own hands, where your state governors will no longer have to be alimajiris to Abuja begging for monthly allocation that the Minister of Finance, Usman, can say, well, we don't have any money today. Yes, it's going to happen, right? And when that happens, the poverty that the current Yoruba governors are managing, they call it managing the poverty, because they are not going to end the poverty. It's just managing it while they wait for many of you to fall into more poverty so that they can manage you too. So it will give the Yorubas the opportunity to at least discuss the terms and conditions of why they want to have Oduduwa Republic, or they want to have an autonomous region autonomous region out of Nigeria, where we will decide and determine our own fate rather. And what do I mean by that? As we speak, the destiny and the future of that Yoruba son, that Yoruba boy, that Yoruba girl, that Yoruba child, the future of that Yoruba child in Nigeria is not guaranteed by anyone. What is the future of a child in a country that has a plan? You would have a well clear-cut and well-defined educational system that is going to build and raise the future generation that will further build and raise the same country that you are making or you are building. And as Nigeria is right now, the only option for Nigerian child with what these criminals are doing, and I'm not talking about all of you privileged ones. Count yourselves privileged if your child is not currently holding a bowl on the street, begging to feed, begging to eat, sleeping on the side of the road. Maybe you should never, ever put yourself in this picture, because this is no joke. We now have over 20 million children, 20 million school-age children who are currently out of school. They are roaming the street. They call them the Alimajiris in northern Nigeria. They call them beggars in southern Nigeria. Don't deny that you haven't met them. Don't deny that you haven't seen them. Children who should be in school, you found them on the street, hawking, selling, and doing all manner of labor, things that children should never be exposed to. You might pretend that you don't know that happens, but of course, these are products of poverty that Nigeria has foisted on everyone, go everywhere. Yeah, in Nigeria today, they will tell you, do you need an house help? They will actually recommend a particular state. Children from particular states in Nigeria, they are good as house help. Can you believe that? That is the future of Nigeria. Your children that you are struggling to raise and to send to school, fund their own education, they are going to meet in Nigeria that will render them jobless. And if you think it's not going to happen, then you are not thinking. That's what I can say. Because we have now the tally, which puts Nigeria as the country with the largest number of unemployed people. The numbers of unemployed people in Nigeria can form more than 15 countries in this Europe. Do you know that? And when we begin to break them down, imagine having over 100 million people who have no job. I mean, they have no means of survival, and they are still there in Nigeria, right? Surviving. Now, put 100 million people in a country, man, and tell me in this Europe, where you're going to be able to raise, take UK out and begin to go to other countries there, France and the rest, and tell me how many countries you're going to say you're going to put 100 million people into. Now, imagine if you have 10 countries in Europe where everyone living there, they are jobless, including the government in that place. Just imagine that. That's what Nigeria is. So if you don't believe that those who have now borrowed the country to extinction, who have now borrowed the country to death, who have unleashed terrorists on the country, terrorists who are now burning down properties, killing people, raping women, destroying farms and destroying communities, turning citizens to refugees, and there is no clear-cut law or anything that defines what the right of the citizens will be and who is responsible